Hey guys, how's it going? It's Win, and today the Executioner came out, so I'm really excited to bring you guys a deck and some gameplay at Tournament Standard, by the way. This is a level 4 Executioner. We popped open that special deal, got 10 Executioners for 400 gems, and for the Chinese New Year, we've got a Super Magical Gem Pack. Picked that up, and inside was 13 more Executioners. So now, I'm actually almost halfway to level 5 with him, so he's right up there, very powerful, very strong. 140 times 2 area damage. That's going to take out minions, goblins, skeletons, everything of that nature. And his DPS is pretty high. Not bad for a troop that's great on defense and can easily transition to counterattack. So here's the deck that I've been running. It is very, very powerful. You can get some insane pushes behind this Golem with the Executioner, Mega Minion. Each of these just like backing each other up, and you just chain them all together, let them run up the lane, and absolutely decimate your opponent's tower. So let's take a look at some of these replays that I've got to share for you. I'm just going to do some commentary over some replays to really give you guys the strategy that I think you're going to need to run this type of deck. A lot of these replays are 3-0s because my opponents just gave up and let me win. So out of this win streak I've got right now, I'm going to show you 3 of these that I think are pretty good. So let's watch this first one. You see this guy also has Inferno Dragon and Golem, so it is going to be 2 insanely heavy hitting decks going up against each other. So I am going to start off with Golem actually in the back right, because I see that I have Tombstone and Skeleton Army kind of lingering around in my hand too. So I know that if he tries to rush me with Hog or Elite Barbarians or something like that, I can stop it pretty effectively. Plus, I really didn't want to sit around waiting that long. I don't really like doing that much. So, as soon as I hit 10 elixir, go with the Golem. Now, I see this Inferno Dragon he's got. Now, normally, you might want to panic, but I've got Zap, so you see I waited a few seconds to zap it, because the Inferno Dragon, it takes a few seconds to heat up before it gets going at full damage. So then you zap it, reset it, and then it takes a few more seconds to heat up again. Now, watch this. He's going to put minions down here. Watch the Executioner kill the minions. See, it actually does an area damage around the Executioner. So people don't know this yet. They'll put down goblins, they'll put down minions to try to kill the Executioner, and they don't realize that it's not just the blade doing damage in the front, but when it comes back, it does damage to the side and behind him too, which is crazy. I think the Executioner is really, really OP if used correctly. The problem is he is a very niche card, so you have to use him correctly or else he's not going to be very effective. So now you see I got in, did a bunch of damage on that tower. He's down to 547, and now he pulls out a Golem of his own. So now I realize at this point, okay, we're both running Golem, Inferno Dragon, and I'm not going to back my Golem up. A single solitary Golem is going to get in and do a lot of damage. So as long as I zap his Inferno Dragon, that tower is basically done, and all I have to do is worry about taking out his Golem, which is no problem with my Inferno Dragon. And then he actually sneaks a balloon in on this left side, and I'm going to go Mega Minion to just shut that balloon down. It only got 1 bomb off. Honestly, not a bad trade in my mind. So he's down an entire tower going into double elixir, and I've got 2 fairly strong towers. One tower's actually barely lost any health too. So now I'm just kind of pushing still with this Inferno Dragon. You see that Executioner is still going. He is so hard to stop. Unless you put lightning on him or something, I don't know how you're going to stop the Executioner. It's kind of funny that he can just destroy everything in his path. No problem. In fact, you see, I put him down kind of on an offensive play, and I ended up stopping his balloon with him just because the Executioner attacks air and ground. So he is really, really powerful. I think if they nerf him, maybe they could make him cheaper, but also make him do just ground targets or something, because the fact that he can kill minions makes them nearly obsolete in this game right now, I'll be completely honest. So, only 15 seconds left. I put my Mega Minion in the back left to protect that tower because I know he's got Balloon. So, because I went Mega Minion on the left, I'm going to force him to go hard on the right. And of course, who's there to stop it? But the Executioner and that Tombstone shuts it down. He barely gets any damage on that tower. And that's a good victory, I think, with the Golem and the Executioner working really well together. And the Inferno Dragon, too. I used the Inferno Dragon on defense that time. But, it could very easily become an offensive card too if I wanted to sneak it in there and try to melt their tower down with the Inferno Dragon. So that's the first replay that I wanted to show you. Got a couple 3-0 victories here. Let's see. I think Paleem King is the next one. Very, very different deck. But you see this guy does have minion hordes. So we are going to try to get some good elixir trades with our Executioner and just completely destroy those minions. And also, a lot of people are using Furnace too. A bunch of decks in a row that I've seen have Furnace in it, and people still are trying to run some Zap bait type decks, even though Zap did get a nerf. So this obviously isn't one of them, but I was surprised to see a Furnace, especially because when you see a Furnace in the beginning, it makes me think that it is going to be some kind of Zap bait type deck. A lot of people like to run Princess, Goblin Barrel, you know, Furnace, try to get you to bait out, maybe zap the Fire Spirits, and then once your zap's gone, then there's nothing you can do to stop a Goblin Barrel or something like that. So he's going to try to run in with a Hog, and I'm going to cut off his Valkyrie with my Golem, kind of use him on defense. Even though the Golem is going to lose a little bit of health, it was a really good defensive stance. So my Mega Minion was able to actually stop that Hog before it got too many swings off. And unfortunately, his Minion Horde came in here, and I didn't have my Executioner ready. But with my Mega Minion and the 3 minions that I put down, they actually stopped that Minion Horde pretty well. So now there's only 1 minion on my Golemites, and that's really not a big deal. So I think this actually was one of the replays that I was using minions instead of Minion Horde. I don't know if I mentioned this already, but I did want to switch out the minions for Inferno Dragon later on, because I realized I have so much DPS. As you see here, those skeletons, they kill that Musketeer, no problem. I did wait for that 1 Fire Spirit to die, though. That was important. But you see, I have so many troops in this deck that do a lot of damage, especially the Executioner. He has such a high DPS that I didn't need minions. Plus, I realized if my opponent has Executioner, then my minions are actually going to get torn to shreds. So I decided to go Inferno Dragon too. And plus, that would just strengthen my defense against anything like Giant or a Golem of its own. But now you see, I'm backing that Golem up with the Executioner. He absolutely rips through that Minion Horde. That's 5 elixir that my opponent just lost. That basically just disappeared into thin air because the Executioner said, nope, no thanks, you're gone. And he's going to now panic with basically everything he can put down. He's using his Elite Barbs on defense. He used his Furnace to try to stop me. And even though he is kind of stopping me, I'm causing him to burn elixir so fast that I basically get my Golem down again. And he's going to try to push with Valkyrie and a Hog. You know, classic push, try to literally push that Valkyrie with the Hog. And you see I distracted the Valkyrie with the skeletons from the Tombstone. And then I put my own skeleton army down to do some damage on that Hog. And even though he got in for, what, like 1,000 damage on that tower, he has no way to stop my Golem now. You see, you were getting some insane pushes with Mega Minion and the Golem, and then you put the Executioner behind. And see, at this point, there's 5 seconds left. He realizes it. He's like, wow. He's just laughing. He's like, good game, well played. That Executioner is so powerful. That is another great victory. Another 1-0. Let's see if I've got another replay here. I think there was one. I think it's this one right here. This is also minions, but this is again Hog, but not Elite Barbarian, so it's a little bit different. This person also has Princess, and you see that key combo right there, Mirror Furnace. Those 2 cards together can be devastating, but with Golem, we can soak up all that damage, and we're going to be able to tank really well. So he goes Furnace on the right side. I go Tombstone on the left side. Accidentally, I think we put them down at the same time. I would have liked to have put Tombstone on the right side, so each skeleton as it comes up will then kill one of those little Fire Spirits, but unfortunately I didn't get that. But then I realized he's not really doing anything like with Hog right now, so he's going to actually mirror that Furnace. So now I'm going to go Golem, and that's going to soak up all those little Fire Spirits. It gets a little bit of damage, but it is not enough damage, honestly, to stop this push that I'm about to put together. So he's got the Princess, and you see the skeleton army gets put down by the Executioner, and he rips it apart. And now he's going to fireball that and arrow it, but you see the Executioner is still alive. That's exactly why you want him to be at tournament standard. So he has just that much more health, that much more damage, and when my Golem splits, he finally dies because his tower retargets, but you see, it wasn't enough, and that tower is going to be gone. And I forgot to mention, I did sneak that log over on the left side, take out his Princess. She was doing a little bit of damage from far away. And see, I've got a huge elixir advantage right now. He put that Furnace down, but I'm ready to go again with my Golem. And he's trying to set up his defenses to get a push in, and I'm already coming back at him with another Golem. And my minions actually get put down on his Princess, so I kill the Princess, and then they immediately turn around and kill his skeleton army too. So he's really not being able to stop this heavy push that I'm putting together right now with my Executioner and my Golem. So he's kind of got one of those decks that's like you know, chip damage, kind of attacking me from far away. He doesn't really get huge pushes together other than his Hog. but the furnaces and the princess and all that stuff is not going to prove to be enough. So at this point, I think he realizes it's game over, and I guess this was also one of the replays that somebody gave up and let me win. But Skeleton Army, Executioner, Golem, it's all in there. 3 crowns. He barely touched me too. Did he do any damage? I don't think so. 2365 on both towers. That's kind of weird. That might be like 1 fire spirit got in on either tower, but other than that, that's game over. I beat Batman. Pretty strong deck. I love it. And those are replays that we're using minions too. So honestly, if you have Inferno Dragon in there, I think that's even better. That is such a hard-hitting deck that can still defend really well with Skeleton Army, with Tombstone, and Executioner on defense. I would highly recommend putting Executioner down, and if you have like an Ice Golem coming at you or something like that, the Executioner is going to be tied up trying to kill that Ice Golem. So the longer you can keep your Executioner kind of like pinned back in your own end, you can just start amassing elixir and building up such a huge push so that when your Executioner finally starts to walk up the lane and go in on offense, you can put the Golem down, put the Mega Minion down, and all of a sudden your opponent doesn't know what to do. Like, unless they have Lightning, which like no one's running Lightning, and this is a big if they have Lightning. They could maybe stop it. But at the same time, the Executioner is so strong. You saw at Tournament Standard, he survived a Fireball, he survived and arrows, and then I think a little bit of other damage he had too. And he was still hanging on by a thread. He had maybe 1 or 2 life points, and he was still just throwing that axe and doing a little bit of damage to that tower. He is an insanely strong card. So guys, I think this is a great deck. Let me know how you like it. Try it out. Leave some feedback in the comments on how it worked out for you, maybe some suggestions for improvement. Always welcome. But anyway, leave a thumbs up, subscribe for more Clash Royale videos, and as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.